time for treatment again. All of the treatment's in. Got that blue cloudy water. Just finished having me cup of coffee. I want to crank up the air supply. I've had another delivery, guys. Now that's what you call an unboxing. This stuff is really not easy to drill through. Decent selection of bits to have a play around here tonight. Got the old Makita out. What we call the absolute hammer. Bit on rock solid on the bottom of these air stones. Mrs. Whisperer's gonna have my pants down when we get the electricity bill this month. I was actually saying my water temperature is 13.6 degrees, which feeds the pond, and this side feeds pipe onto that. Open up my airline. I've put a valve over there, and I'm going to drill through the side here. Happy days. Get on the John Guest. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Hello everyone, welcome back. James the Koi Whisperer. So today, coming up in this video, I'm jumping in my filter house to start with. I want to fit a new airline. You're probably thinking, what the hell am I up to now? Let's just crack on with this video. Right then, so as you can see, I got loads of bits and pieces here, and I got some airline. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I want to fit a new airline in my drum filter because I get a little bit of build up in one corner. Let me show you what my plans are. Right then, so what my plans are is to put a new airline down here in this bottom corner because I get a bit of a build up. What I'm planning to do is tee off one of these air pumps by using one of these connection valves. Airline that I've got, this is going to come super handy when I make all of my DIY filtration that I'm planning to make. It's decent quality stuff. It's what they use for fitting all the beer lines. I've also got some water pipe. I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing over here as well. Running the pipe up, teeing it in properly, hopefully get rid of all of these connections, just having it all hardwired in as such with a lot better connection, a little bit more safe because I run a trickle in, trickle out all of the time. I've got some new fittings to replace to fix this as well, so I'll get to that in a minute. Loads of little bits and pieces in here, guys. This is some of the stuff that I've had left over myself anyway, basically when I was building the pond originally, but I'm sure I got plenty of bits here I can play around with. Guys, fittings are 3/8. Happy days. Get on the John Guest. So I got a decent selection of bits to have a play around here tonight. Got the old Makita out. It's what we call the absolute hammer. And so we're making progress. As you can see, I drilled through the drum right here. I'm just going to make that line a little bit bigger. Put a valve over there, and I'm going to drill through the side here. So I've gone through there, I've drilled through there, I've put a 90 on it here. I'm just about to sort this side out now. I'm going to put a little T-piece on it. Then, so that's what I had on there before. I've actually got a secondary air stone now, and these straight connectors actually fit on rock solid on the bottom of these air stones. Bit of luck really, I just pushed it in and I can't get it off, so I'm going to test it out. I'm going to put one down here first and see how we get on. Hopefully it's cut to the right size. If anyone wants to do this, this is 3/8, and just literally use the inside of your air stone, push it in, and that's it. That does not come out, and it seals it an absolute tight seal. So sometimes it's good to have a play around and work out an idea. That one's in there and it fits in the absolute hammer. I'm just going to put a secondary one over there, over that side, because I've got a T-piece on it. So yeah guys, she's coming on now. I'm flying through it. Definitely looks nice and tidy. I couldn't really change much about this part because it's got a different fitting on it. So I've just put a straight on there till I work out how to change this part. Got a 90 on there. I've got a valve on there. I've got bubbling air down there. I've got bubbling air down there. And if I want to crank it up, all I got to do is switch over the lines. So as this comes out here, it comes down through this T-piece, spreads the air flow which feeds the pond, and this side feeds the drum. And basically all I got to do is change the valves and adjust the valves. But what I did, I used two different pumps, one for when I'm treating and then one for just to keep the cost down, and it only uses 35 litres an hour of air, which I find absolutely ample to do the bottom drain, and it runs everything else that I want it to run. But if I want to up the air now, all I got to do, switch the valve over, and then basically as simple as hitting the switch and then bing bang bosh, I'm running this air pump. I don't have to change over these two valves anymore. What I've also done, I've put a valve which runs across here with a T-piece on it. This here is going to get connected in a minute. I'm going to finish this up. I always get a little bit of a dead spot in here along the back, so what I'm going to do is add an extra air line in, run it to the center, and then put another air stone down there, or I might even put one in each corner. We'll see what we get up to there tonight. But what I've also done, I've put a valve here, because if you're ever out in the garden messing around, tinkering around, or putting a fish in a bowl for treatments or medication, or using PP or whatever that may be, all I got to do now is whack a hose pipe onto that, open up my airline, and you can't hear it, but I guarantee you air's coming out, which I thought was a really handy little added extra. So if I want to add more air to the pond, I just got to change the valves to where I need them to be, or where I want the air to go. So I thought, while I've got the bits, just as well use it. And this here works an absolute treat into the drum. So yeah, happy days. I'm just going to add an extra line, drill a hole into the bile unit, and put an extra line down, spread with 2 spreader blocks either side with 2 air stones on. I think that's my best option. Get the old Makita out. This stuff is really not easy to drill through. Hopefully we come through right next to that one. Lovely. Right, I certainly got no dead spot now, but one thing I need to make sure I need to get another air stone, because I've just got that running dead off the pipe and it ain't good enough. So I'm going to turn that one off for now. Definitely going to work. I know it will work. Looks quite neat and tidy as well. Well, still clamped up on the bottom, so I need to hit them with a second dose of treatment. I absolutely hate dealing with Costia. It's a right pain. Time for treatment again. Some of this, and I'm also going to use some of this. Yeah, so real quick update for the people that are new to the channel. I've recently been dealing with Costia. I introduce a new fish and it all starts kicking off. So I'm on the 2nd week treatment now. What I've done today at the moment, I've just literally flushed out 20% of water. It's been topping up slowly through the dechlorinator. I normally run a trickle in, trickle out on this pond, but when you're treating anything that you do treat, if you keep your trickle on going, any chemicals that you use to your pond, it obviously weakens the strength. Very advised to turn your water supply off when treating a pond. I give them a little bit of food this morning before I went to work. I had the drum running. You can see the Shuro still a little bit red and veiny, still sat on the bottom of the pond now and then. There could also be other parasites. There could be fluking amongst the situation, but I know 100% I'm dealing with Costia. As you can see in front of the screen, this is a scrape that I done 2 weeks ago, and it's absolutely riddled with Costia. So yeah, it's about time I add in the dose, spend a few hours out here this evening, and a little bit of tinkering, finishing off some jobs in the shed. So I'm going to get all of this in the pond now, and I'll be back with you when it's all in. I always add the formalin in first. My pond requires 200 mils. The malachite green, I do like using at 2%, so I up the dose on this, but it is highly recommended, if you don't know the exact gallon of your pond, to make sure you only treat with the instructions, what it says to do. Basic instructions before use: switch off your UV sterilizer, blah de blah de blah. But one thing's for sure, the most important thing, before you put any chemicals in your pond, make sure you can identify exactly what you're dealing with before you treat. I'm going to put some of this in. I need 175 mils. There we have it. Bang on the money. Just time to mix this up in a bucket. So yeah, I've also got the pond heater running. For another week, my electricity bill is going to be through the roof. But when you're using this treatment, you need to make sure the water temperature stays above 12 degrees, else it doesn't work. So yeah, 13.6, but it's constantly running. Mrs. Whisperer's going to have my pants down when we get the electricity bill this month, but needs must, and I'd rather make sure my fish stay alive, so I've got to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Right then guys, so all of the treatments in, got that blue cloudy water, and you can see some of the fish, how they're reacting to it, just flicking a little bit now and then. Posterior is a real pain to deal with, especially when you're unheated as well. During this time of year where temperatures are cold, fish's immune system's not as strong as normal. It's just a pain to deal with, to be fair, something that I didn't really expect to be dealing with. I've had quite a good run without dealing with parasites, to be fair, but these things happen now and then. You just got to crack on and get them done. But that said, I'm going to tidy up all of the mess because I've finished in the filter house. Just finished having me cup of coffee. So I got all of the air lines in, all of the valves looking very tidy, nice and neat and tidy. I can turn the valves on and off dependent on what I want to do. And if I want to crank up the air supply, I can just have both air pumps running, spurring off into 2 lines. And yeah, happy days. Pond heater's still running. This thing costing an absolute fortune, but needs must and all that lot. It is holding temperature. I always found as well, it's a bit strange how this one here says 12 degrees and then this one here is actually saying my water temperature is 13.6 degrees. I don't know whether if that's because this is taking the water temperature from all over the pond and this is only reading from the very top. I did add this back on as well the other night, so I wanted just to keep it all sealed in. I have got it slit so I can take it on and off as and when I wanted. Yeah, I've had another delivery guys, so let's go and check out my latest delivery. Now that's what you call an unboxing delivery. So absolutely loads of hoodies, I've got loads of cups, loads of bits and pieces. I'm going to go through all of this on another video, but I just wanted to say I've got a new sponsor for the channel, but I'll announce that very shortly. Thanks for watching the video and I'll catch you on the next one.